Hello? Oh. Hey, we're starting in 5 minutes, everybody, so if you could please head to your seats, that'd be great. Seats. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being able to join us on this outstanding occasion. Can we have the graduates prize for processions? All right, thank you. Please be seated. Honored guests, friends, parents, and graduates, welcome to the 6th commencement ceremony for the Utah Military Academy Hillfield campus. Now, there are many unique circumstances for this year's graduation. Not only have we been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, we've survived earthquakes together and Tootsie Roll attacks from the phenomenal Captain Curtis together. But this is the first year we have had cadets join the school the 7th grade year and graduate from the Utah Military Academy. They've gone through their whole junior high and high school experience with this institution, and we would like to take a moment to recognize those special 15 cadets. So if you're wearing one of the original UMA cadets cords, you can please stand right now for an applause. And others joined along the way, and we've seen an immense amount of growth within this institution. And some of us may have been promised a new campus this last year, but unfortunately for the new kids, that they can get it next year. So that's great. Along with others that have joined us, we would like to welcome those who are joining us via live stream, because this is the first time the Utah Military Academy commencement ceremony has been live streamed around the country. This event accumulates 12 years of sacrifice, dedication, and commitments by cadets, teachers, and parents alike. We thank those who have helped us and supported us along this path. And tonight, for those of us who are going to join the college force, the workforce, and in many cases, military service, with all of these roads diverging and taking different directions, we would like to commemorate those heading off to boot camp, college ROTC, and military academies. As we start our ceremony, we would like to pay tribute to those who are planning to serve, are serving, and have served. So if you are a veteran, please rise. Let me be the first to thank each one of you for your service and sacrifice. It definitely does not go unnoticed. For those who have been sacrificing time with their families, we would also like to take a moment to recognize those who are deployed and joining us tonight for our first live stream. So please applaud to our deployed veterans. And now we would like to welcome Cadet Glover. He will be playing taps. And if you can join me in a moment of silence for those whom have taken the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you. And now may you please rise for the national anthem. Please be seated. Now, on this momentous occasion, we would like to ask our acting executive director and our academic director, Second Lieutenant Steve Carroll, to say a few words and introduce the Utah Military Academy Board of Representatives and very special guests.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. I would like to introduce our board chairman, the Honorable Chuck Williams, United States Air Force retired, former Assistant Secretary of Defense of Installations, over installations. I also want to recognize Mr. Darren Beck, who is our Executive Director, incoming for next year. He's also a board member and has been with us since the beginning. Then I want to recognize our guest speaker, Second Lieutenant Rose Carlisi, recently graduated from United States Air Force Academy. If I could recognize Major Kit Workman, our Commandant, and one of the founders of UMA. Then I want to give him recognition, although it's probably not needed. Our MC for graduation is Cadet Colonel Aaron Lowe, also our student body president. Cadet Lowe, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Second Lieutenant Carroll. We would all like to now enjoy a specific special talent from two of our incredible seniors. I'm so glad to introduce Cadet Glover and Spencer, who will be performing a duet for us this evening.
I'm not ready yet. That was really loud.
You have a microphone?
Are we getting a tuning note?
Sure.
Thank you, Cadet Glover and Spencer, for sharing your talents with us one last time this evening. We would now like to hear from our top two seniors as they represent our class of 2020. First, we will be hearing from last semester's Acting Inspector General, Major Connolly Powell, and then second, our Student Body Vice President and Valedictorian, Cadet Boston John.
All right. Thank you for the introduction. First off, I just want to give a quick shout out to my mom. She's right there. Yeah. All right. So to all the parents here and all the loved ones at home that don't know me, my name is Conley Powell. And all you seniors that don't know me, I don't know how that's possible. We have a class of 70. So to start off with, I'd just like to offer a few accolades, so to speak, just for the fun of it. So first off, congratulations to the lacrosse team for winning every game they played this season. Congrats to the drill team for declaring themselves state champions this year. Oh yeah, and then following that theme of self-awarding, I'd just like to congratulate myself for receiving UMA's Sexiest Man of the Year. That's right. But most importantly, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2020 for putting in the hard work and dedication to make it here. This brings me to what I really want to talk to you all about, which is hard work. Hard work is the essence of success. Without it, none of us would be graduating today. We all have shown that if we put our minds to it, we can accomplish one of the hardest tasks in life, which is high school. And I want you to keep that in mind as you go forward, but I don't want any of you to think it's over yet. There's hard work yet to come. You see, education doesn't end after high school. Whether it's taking classes in college or learning a new skill at your job, you will always be furthering your academic skill set. In fact, I'd like to quote the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, Charlie Munger, in a commencement speech to the class of 2007 at the University of Southern California. He said, "You're not going to get very far in life based on what you already know. You're going to advance in life by what you're going to learn after you leave here." End quote. This tells us the work is never fully completed, even when you are way past the age of retirement. I mean, just look at Major Workman. Man will never quit. And I just want to apologize for that real quick. Please don't take my diploma. All right. So in all seriousness, though, we must keep in mind this notion that the hard work never ends. Munger goes on saying, "Wisdom acquisition is a moral duty. It's not just something you do in life." End quote. It's moral duty because it's only through continuous learning that we can add to the vast knowledge of mankind. If we stopped this learning, we would stop progressing, and life would grow to appear somewhat dull and meaningless. This is why we must venture on in the pursuit of new findings. Maybe one of the Cyber Patriot kids will create a new computer program that changes the lives of every living being on this planet. And maybe one of the chemistry team kids will find the cure to cancer. However, we would never be able to see this true potential of theirs if they decide to quit in their pursuit of knowledge right after high school or even right after college. With all that in mind, I would like to switch gears for just one moment to address the strange occurrences we have faced this year. From members of the UMA family passing to an earthquake and obviously to this history-making COVID-19 pandemic, we have all faced a tremendously rough senior year. However, 30 years from now and even 30 minutes from now, I don't want you to dwell on the hard times we have faced and the experiences we missed out on. While it may be tough, this kind of thinking holds us back from progression. We can never excel in the present and prepare for the future if we are too busy focused on the past. Instead, take the strengths I know you've all developed in high school and put them to good use. Look for ways to turn the situation into a positive and find yourself lost in the service of others. Become the successful people I know you can all become. Meanwhile, think about all the fantastic memories from our time at UMA, whether it be getting shot with candy by Captain Curtis or getting to skip a whole day of school to go perform a service project. Whatever it is you liked best in high school, remember that as you go on to pursue greater things in life. With that, I'd like to leave you guys with an inspiring poem I've grown to love over the years. I'm sure many of you have heard it before, and in fact, every senior here should have become familiar with it during our JROTC class this year. However, I first heard it from my football coach, John Filiog, in the 6th grade. This was just after a tragic accident took to life one of our teammates. In the past, this poem has propelled me through hard and uncertain times. I hope it can do the same for all of you as well. The poem is entitled Invictus by William Ernest Huntley, and it goes, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. My last plea to all of you, as classmate and friend, is to never forget to be the captain of your soul. Good luck to all of you in your future endeavors, and I thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Good night.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to support the class of 2020 one last time in our long and tedious journey to graduation. I know this isn't exactly how we all envisioned our graduation to look like, but I'm at least grateful we get to see each other here in person today. Seniors, I know we've all spent far too much time listening to me speak, whether it be reading the exact same paper every morning in formation or asking way too many questions in class, so I'll try to keep this brief. When I was thinking about what to say in my speech, I thought about the great experiment that is the Utah Military Academy and all the things that it's taught me over the years. So keeping with this stereotype of cheesy graduation speeches, I thought I'd share them with you today. First and foremost, life is a great adventure. Take chances. As Mr. Vaughter says, if you're not living life on the edge, you're taking up too much space. We've spent our time at UMA traveling the country, meeting new friends and mentors from all over the world, exposing us to new ideas and principles we never thought possible. We started sports teams from the ground up, created new team times, tried strange internships, and sent those risky late-night texts to our classmates. We've all learned that it's impossible to go about life without experiencing failure, and how failing doesn't necessarily mean you won't be successful. We all made a risky decision in coming to a brand new charter school with Bible verses on the walls and strange uniforms, and to most of us, it's been absolutely worth it. I hope we can all stay adventurous and continue to live life on the edge. As we graduate and move on, we enter the next chapter in the great adventure of life. We need to remind ourselves to always be open to trying new things. Life is full of change. some big and some small. I've learned you can fight it or you can try to make the best of it. UMA has taught us to accept change as a never-ending aspect of our lives. Whether it be taking away our bathroom doors, changing the uniform schedule, or trying to comprehend the new and improved bell schedule every school year. While we're all going through a big change in our daily lives, whether it's moving across the country, joining the military, or finally getting that driver's license, it is important to appreciate the things while they last. While I am forever grateful to be moving on to bigger and better things, it's strange to say that I'll miss the painfully long formations, the strange noises coming from the boys' locker room, or trying to explain to visiting sports teams why there's a massive cross hanging in our gym. My time at UMA has shown me that we should treat every day as if it's our last. We need to remember to appreciate what we have and who we have. You never know when you're going to see your friends for the last time until it's too late. Or you might have your last day of school in March of your senior year. That brings me to my last point. I'd like to thank Major Workman one last time for putting in countless hours in support of this school, whether it be setting up new extracurriculars or attending everything from baseball games to archery competitions to every single service project we managed to do. And thank you to the rest of the faculty for putting in so much dedication these past 6 years. Class of 2020, as we move forward into the next chapter, as Captain Curtis says, remember whose you are. It's a little too late to change where you went to high school, so remember what UMA has taught us over the years. Life is a great adventure. Live it on the edge. Try new things and make the best of change. Treat every day as if it's your last and appreciate what you have. And most importantly, have fun, stay safe, and don't forget to smile. Thank you.
Thank you, Cadet Powell and John, for those memorable words that we can hold on to our lifetimes forever. Now, many of Cadets' appearances have changed during the shift of this school year, but one appearance within the Utah Military Academy that has been a constant is the presence of our Commandant of Cadets, Major Kit Workman. And I would now like to introduce him to say a few words on behalf of the class of 2020 and introduce our commencement speaker.
I'll have to get that off so I can breathe. Whew. You know, as I look out here, it's with mixed emotions. I'm excited that we were able to do this live and in person, but I'm so sad that we have so many empty seats. I'm sad that our band won't be able to play, that our choir is not able to sing. And I'm sad that we won't be able to have our group photo that we do every year up here on the stage. So to kind of highlight that, can I get the house lights, please? Okay, selfie time. There we go. So we got our group photo. Oh, by the way, Mr. John, the cross is gone. Although there is a shadow on the wall that may be there forever, who knows? And it is, you got to always remember that there might be a bright spot in every crisis. We're about 4 weeks ahead on remodeling the building. Yeah, I mean, if you got some time, you want to come on by and see what's going on, it is crazy. We've painted all the classrooms, and they will be getting new flooring starting the end of next week. They starting to frame the new classrooms upstairs, and we're just waiting for the permits so we can start putting on the second level over the cafeteria. It's exciting to see the things that are going. And class of 2020, you are the end of an era. You have done so much to help shape the Utah Military Academy, to help make us who we are. From those 15 that started with us that first year, to those of you who, there was a few of you that left and came back, and then the others of you joined along the way. And each one of you are going to leave an impression. Again, you end an era, and today we start the next phase of an era. And it's exciting to see where this has gone. Thanks for being a part of a dream. To be able to see what has happened to the Utah Military Academy, I couldn't be prouder with what we have all accomplished together as a family. And I want to remind you that as graduates of the Utah Military Academy, you are always a member of the family. My great moments in life over the last 25 years, and I'm finishing my 25th year in education this year. And my great moments are when I see a former cadet from those 25 years come back. I got a phone call a couple of weeks ago. I was sitting in up at Maddox's. Yes, it's so nice to go to a restaurant. And I got this phone call out of the blue on Facebook Messenger, and it was one of my students that graduated, I think was in 2002, a long time. It might have been 2000, He went off in the Marine Corps, and I can tell you, he was a guy that I never thought would be able to make that. But he was a forward controller in the United States Marine Corps. The last time I saw him was about 6 months after the Battle of Fallujah, where he was in intense fire. Because if you don't know what a forward controller does, he's right up in the front line and calling in artillery on the enemy. Life expectancy is not very good. Well, he called to tell me he's retiring. Gosh, I'm old. But those are great moments, a great moment today, when one of our own from the Utah Military Academy, the second to get commissioned, the first to be commissioned from a military academy, Lieutenant Carlisi. We're so excited to have her here. Like I said, each one of you leave an imprint and a legacy with us. But I want you to remember the lessons, as you've heard from Mr. Powell and Mr. John. Hopefully these years with us have taught you lessons of dedication, commitment, hard work, and one thing that so many don't have today, resilience. Never give up. And don't forget to come back and show us who you are as you go into the future. Again, Utah Military Academy is always your home. Before he died, a father said to his son, "Here's a watch that I got from your grandfather. It's rusty and old and dirty. It's almost 200 years old. Before I give it to you, I want you to go to the jewelry store downtown and see how much they'll give you for it." The son took the watch and did as his father said. He came back and said, "They offered me $150 because it was old." The father said, "Go to the pawn shop." The son went to the pawn shop and came back and said, "Father, the pawn shop offered me $10 because it looks so worn." The father then asked the son to go to the museum and show it to them. The son went to the museum, came back and said, "Father, the curator offered me $500,000 for this very rare piece to be included in their precious antique collection." The father said, "I want to let you know that the right place values you in the right way. Don't find yourself in the wrong place and get angry if you're not valued. Those who know your value are the ones who appreciate you. Don't stay in a place where nobody sees your value. Know your worth." And I hope you knew that at Utah Military Academy, we knew your worth. And like I say, we valued each one of you. In life, you will have many successes and failures. Don't judge yourself or let others judge you on your failures. Storms don't last forever. Don't rest on your laurels and seek praise for your successes, because they too can be just fleeting. Be confident in who you are and know that the evil path of arrogance happens when you quit serving others. Don't settle for being mediocre, because to give anything less than your best reflects on your character. and it is the sacrifice of the gifts and the abilities you've been given. If you're going to dream, dream big. As T.S. Eliot said, only those who will risk going too far can possibly find how far they can go. Good luck in your next adventure. Make it a great one. Always remember the words I tell each class. Don't tattoo or pierce anything you can't cover up. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. And if you do, don't put it on social media. So as I said, tonight I have the great honor of introducing our commencement speaker. As we wondered who we should have speak to this class, we were more fortunate than we can imagine that she just happened to be home, because if in a normal environment, she would have been off at her duty station training. And so she's been sitting at home waiting for her assignment. I was very sad because next week I had airline tickets and everything planned to go see her graduate and be commissioned. And as again, our first from the Utah Military Academy to obtain a graduate from the Air Force Academy. And so it brought me back though to when I met her it would have been about a month ago, 6 years ago, when she was a sophomore at her high school, involved in the ROTC program at her school, involved in the Civil Air Patrol program at her school, in the area. And when I had a chance to talk to her, I knew she was a special young lady. I knew she was going to go far. And when she came to the Utah Military Academy, it was like getting the first pick in the draft. And she proved herself on the drill team, on the Ranger team, wing commander. She did it all. And that's what, in her junior year, she was the Sons of the American Red Revolution Cadet of the Year for the nation. And then off to the Air Force Academy. And, she faced a lot of challenges there, especially her last 2 months. As, I imagine she really got to see what it would be like to go to jail, because the last 2 months they were isolated. Only the seniors were on campus, and they were all in individual rooms, and they really didn't get a chance to go out. They didn't mix. Food was brought to them. All their classes were online, and it was 2 months of hell. And fortunately, they graduated early, and a few weeks ago, and we did get to see it live online. And then she received a degree in international relations with a minor in Russian, and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Air Force. And she will become an intel officer in the United States Air Force. Now, we do have a tradition at the Utah Military Academy. Most of you we got to do this for because of the coronavirus. We didn't get to do it for all. But when one of ours decides to swear into the military, we do a ceremony on campus in front of the entire student body. So tonight, before she speaks, we're going to do two things. First of all, we're going to have her go through the oath of office. And then second of all, one thing that's a tradition for officers is to give your first salute to a senior NCO or an NCO that you respect. So, Lieutenant Carlisi, front and center. I state your name.
I, Rosalind Carlisi,
Having been a second lieutenant
having been appointed as second lieutenant
in the United States Air Force,
in the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same,
That I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Right, you stay there. You're going to have to give a second because she's got to wipe it down. But ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Carlisi.
Wow. I have been waiting for that moment for 4 years of my life. And trust me, it was not an easy road to get here. And it's not going to be an easy task to follow those 3 speeches either. Boston John, I think you gave me PTSD with Invictus. I just remember being sprayed in the face with a hose while trying to say it. But it was so good. I kept looking out into the crowd as you were all walking in and remembering you guys when you were in 7th grade. And to see the people you are becoming, I can't even measure how proud I am of you and how sure I am that you are going to be incredible people. You know, we grew up on stories of superheroes who save the world daily, who always know the right path and can seem to conquer their challenges without even a wisp of effort. Though it's fun to get lost in the world of adventure, it's important to remember you are the hero of your own story. You are your own superhero. Superman can move a mountain without effort. Unfortunately, you don't have the advantage of superpowers. So how do you conquer the mountains in your own life? You know, my parents taught me again and again as a kid, a rule of one more time. A lesson I had to keep in my heart to make it through the academy. 4 years ago, I sat where you sat with my life completely figured out. I wanted to be an Air Force officer, then maybe an ambassador, then maybe the Secretary of State, and of course, president. But life never hands you what you ask for. The story I'm about to tell you might sound like a tragedy, but truly it's one of triumph. I thought my trials at the academy would be getting beat till my muscles failed, studying till my brain was numb, and going days without sleep because too much needed to be done. Unfortunately, those were the least of my concerns. Here's some things that happened while I was at the academy. I had not 1, but 3 concussions that severely impaired my ability to learn. I destroyed my muscles from working out so hard that I was put in the hospital for 7 days. I apparently have a reaction to stress where my entire face blows up like I was stung by 1,000 bees. When I got this amazing opportunity to go to Ukraine, and even there, I was robbed. My closest friends failed the academy, and they had to go home, leaving me extremely alone. My best friend in the first 2 years made a decision one night that she was going to take her own life. And I walked in on her. I tried to stop the events of what happened. She ended up seizing in my arms, and I thought my best friend died in my arms that night. Luckily, she lived. And so much more very personal challenges that I couldn't even begin to describe in this speech. Things that left me in a very dark place. Things that left me calling my parents and even sometimes Major Workman, saying that I didn't have anything left in me anymore. So when life failed to give me what I asked for, what got me through? On the darkest nights, what got me to the next dawn, and conquer my own mountains. The first one is this concept called grit. Angela Duckworth defines grit as the passion and sustained persistence applied towards long-term achievement with no particular concern for rewards or recognition along the way. I simply call it one more time. Every time I felt I was at a wall, every time I felt like I had nothing left, the thing I told myself was one more time. One more day, one more paper, one more push-up, one more pull-up, one more to make it to what I could potentially be. The second, and I think that one of the speakers said this very well, is the embracing of failure. It is the greatest teacher, and so many people look at it like it's the end, but without failure, you can never understand your own limits, and you could never push past it. I say fail. Give yourself the bravery to be able to step out there outside of your comfort zone and fail again and again, because without it, you cannot succeed. The third is to ask for help. Having the advantage of the Utah Military Academy, where your class is not that big and you make incredible friends, I still had a family to lean back on when those times got tough. I mean, my vice wing commander and eventually a wing commander himself, Garrett Shawley, we practically strangled each other while we were at the Utah Military Academy. However, he was the first one to have my back when I said I needed help. You are only human, and there will be days where you cannot do it alone. So please, it is not weakness, it is strength. And the fourth is to treat yourself like somebody you love. When those messages of self-doubt or feelings of failure come over you, just ask yourself, would you say that to somebody you love? I promise you, you are worth your own dreams, and I know you can make it. But you have to have the ability to believe in yourself and speak to yourself with kindness, and I know it's very hard. A superhero in a movie can save the world in 2 hours. The real superheroes, you. You can save your world, your dreams, by doing it, whatever you do, one more time. One more breath, one more step, one more hour of studying, one more push-up, one more tear, one more cry, one more failure, one more loss, one more note of self-love that you are worth your own dreams. What is the difference between success and failure? One more time. And I promise you, each of you have that in you. And congratulations on your day. I hope your life goes well.
Thank you so much for those words of strength. An incredible time and something we definitely needed to be reminded of. Now, UMA is a family, like was mentioned, and it was great to hear Rosalind Carlisi speak one more time to all of us. Congratulations on your commission, Rose. Now, I would like to congratulate and thank all of our teachers, because UMA would not be the family without them. And unfortunately, every single one of our teachers will not able to make it tonight, but each one of them make the family even stronger. One specific teacher stands out, and Captain Curtis made a specific video for all of us to enjoy. So before we move on with our program this evening, we would like to see this tribute from our teachers. Thank you, Captain Curtis.
Days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, hope you choose the one that means the most to you. Hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And if it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. But I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanna do. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. Hoping you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, they're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you'll say, it's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. I did it all. I hope you dance. Wish for you. I hope you dance. It's a climb. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Yeah, this is my wish.
All right, so I was not aware of the gifted voices our staff had. Can we get one more round of applause for our team? All right. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to be the first to thank each one of our incredible staff members that has formed and helped UMA grow to be the incredible institution it's been. And I would like to thank them for the incredible lessons the class of 2020 can take with. And thank you, Captain, as always, a beautiful tribute, and we very much appreciate you. Now, I would gladly like to introduce our Second Lieutenant Steve Carroll, Acting Executive Director, to say a few words and introduce our Executive Board member, the Honorable Chuck Williams. Thank you.
Okay, we are missing so many people today. I want to echo Cadet Lowe that we would not be here without our amazing teachers, and can say I feel physical pain that they aren't here because they want to be. So, to any teachers that are watching, thank you. Could I get our two amazing counselors to stand up, please? Thank you. Without these two, I can say many of you would not be here. So I hope credit is given where it is due. And finally, can we get the house lights? I need to recognize parents and guardians and those who are here with the cadets, who have shown support over the last 13 years of their life and definitely over the last few months to get them across this threshold. Thank you. Okay, let's keep the house lights on, please. If you've been to any graduation in the past 3 years, you know what I'm about to do. Graduates, please stand up. Okay, I'm going to have you remain standing. We are going to recite the core values. Core values are everything to me. All right. You know them by heart because you've recited them every day before every single class. And if you live by them every day for the rest of your life, you will be someone to write about in the history books. Graduates, attention, hut! Integrity. First. Service. Before self. Excellence. In all we do. At ease. Honored guests, friends, family, board of directors. There's a few of, again, the board of directors wanted to be here and we wouldn't let them, so. Board of Directors and Mr. Williams, on behalf of the administration and faculty of the Utah Military Academy, I certify that these cadets have completed the requirements as outlined by our charter and by the state of Utah. That these cadets have completed the requirements for graduation and introduce to you the 2020 class of Utah Military Academy. Sorry, you may be seated. Thank you.
Faculty, staff, and administration, on behalf of the Board of Utah Military Academy, I accept your certification and recognize these cadets as the 6th class of the Utah Military Academy. Congratulations. I'm saddened by the fact that there aren't more folks able to attend tonight. But congratulations to all of you who have graduated. Congratulations to the parents who saw that you would get into this school and helped you while you were going through school. Congratulations to the students who convinced their parents that you should come here and go to school, because I think that all of you have found that your life is greater and better, and you have better things on the horizon as a result. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking because I'm sure that you're tired of being 6 feet apart from everybody and wearing these masks and smelling your own bad breath. So I will just say this. This has been a fantastic graduation ceremony. The speeches have been incredible, and they've all come from the heart. I will say this to you from my heart. You are all Americans. The graduates, the parents, the faculty, you are Americans. Never forget that you are Americans. Find out what happened. Find out what's going on. You have a voice in this country. Never, ever, ever again let there be a room like this in an American high school graduation. We are better than this. We are Americans. We will take care of each other, but we will not hide. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, sir, for those incredible words of encouragement. The class of 2020, it is now our moment. If you can please rise and follow the instructions of the usher and make sure you maintain social distancing, the walk will now commence.
All right, families, the names will be read in the order that they are in line. I ask that you respect each other, and as soon as your cadet walks across, you can clap, but once they're out of sight, please stop so I can read the next name and keep us moving. So, Cadet Aaron Stevie Lowe. Kimberly Coombs. Rebecca Carol Seiper. Kaylee Alexis Williams. Edison Kira Felix. Jaron Christopher Pitkin. Madison Vivian Mayer. Connor James McGregor. Bailey Marie Tyler. Braden Morgan. Kayla Jade Pennington. Joshua Stephen Whipple. Garrett Lee Starks. Connolly Darren Powell. Boston Todd John. Caleb Matthew Gerhart. Dallin Buddy Bartels. Belena Ashley Torres. Samantha Catherine Imlay. The math to make it hard, I read the wrong name. Starting over. Haley Jade Peterson. Annika Bradfield. Malia Nicole Nixon. Caleb Aaron Cheney. Alexander Michael Faulkner. Actually, this time, Samantha Catherine Imlay. Colton Allen Byington. Jade Elizabeth Journey Florence. Clayton Joseph Childers. Adriana Grace Lund. Sarah Christine Spencer. Grace Mayling Moore. Olivia Lynn Summerall. Alexis Aline Ryan. Leandria Victoria Strom. Justice Jeffrey Byard. Dragan Matthew Glover. Ronald Felix Magalong. Drake Jeffrey Miller. Ian Isaac Allred. Jalen Bree Sill. Emmy Goldsberry. Damien Laprise Anderson. Daryl Rex Midgley. Zacharias Allen Summerell. Dallin David Hawes. Jennifer Renee Piper. Tristan Chase Vanderwood. Sydney Carey Meckes. Balbino Pavon. Jacob Darwin Wisden. Moses Maldonado. Jonah Leah Leo Howell. Christopher Raul Reyes. Isaiah Emmanuel Loriano. Francisco Jeremy Altewa. Benjamin Ryan Johnson. Donovan Worley Ellis. Andreas Christian Peterson. Joshua Scott Corbett. Hannah Lorena Hughes. Weston Porter Squire. Seth James Montgomery.
While cadets are still getting pictures taken, I would just like to share one specific lesson that the Utah military taught me since the first day I decided to attend in 7th grade. While I was reluctant and Major Workman was definitely relentless, I ended up staying, being one of those cadets that have been there at the academy since 7th grade all the way up until his senior year. And the Utah Military Academy has always really pushed the Air Force's core values, which are integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. And specifically, the most important lesson that this time at this academy has taught me is that the true values of excellence, the true essence of integrity, and our service builds a community. And this just goes to show that the Utah Military Academy family is immensely strong. The fact that we all could be here today while going through some of the most trivial times in our lives. And to celebrate a very, very important and a crazy occasion and very, very interesting times. But I would just like to share that the Utah Military Academy has taught me to know your own worth, to know that you are excellent, you can be a person of integrity, and you can be who serves others. And that's just something truly important, is to know the effervescent qualities that you obtain within your own being and being able to, orchestrate such as we continue to go on throughout our lives. And I have full faith that the class of 2020 will be able to do such. And I just encourage you to live your best life and know your own worth. So thank you so much to the Utah Military Academy. And thank you so much to my classmates for dealing with me, talking in formation, saying the same thing over and over again, and constantly badgering you guys to go to a freaking school dance. Thank you. Utah Military Class of 2020, will you please now rise? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment. Can you please grab your tassel and switch it from the right side to the left? Oop, if mine's gonna go, hello. You guys did it. You're now graduated. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and thank you so much for being a part of the family. We hope to all see you in the future. We're going to dismiss by rows, and please, please, please make sure you maintain social distancing as you exit. Thank you so much for being here. Can we have the first row please exit?